my loves, I'm Andrea and welcome to Life as I Know It. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today I have some fun and easy Valentine's DIYs for you. So let's go get our ribbon, our mesh, some Mod Podge, and let's jump right into these Valentine's DIYs. We got our foam balls, some ribbon, some white chalk paint, 4 flower pots, and some picks. So the first thing we're going to do is paint our flower pot with white chalk paint. We're only going to need one time around really good and then just let the paint dry. So now we're going to make our bows for the front of the flower pot. We're just going to cut it, fold it in half, put some Mod Podge to seal this together, and then we're going to put a little dab of Mod Podge in the middle so that'll hold it down. Now we're just going to cut a little piece to wrap around it. We're going to put some glue on the back of the ribbon, and we're just going to wrap that piece around it. And once we're satisfied with the ribbon going around, we're just going to use some more glue, seal it down, and just cut off the excess of the ribbon. So now we're going to just take some white ribbon and just go around the flower pot one time, and then we'll attach the bow to that ribbon. And I got this ribbon from the dollar store. Now that we have the ribbon sealed down, we're just going to add a little glue, and we're just going to put the bow right on front. Hold that down for a second. We're going to add one of the foam balls inside, no need for glue. And then we're going to take the picks and we're going to spell out love, and we're going to put one in each flower pot. And then I'm going to add some Spanish moss on top to cover up the ball. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little Spanish moss on top of each of the flower pots. And once we have our moss on top of each flower pot, we are done. We have 2 hearts. We got white paint, pink, chalk paint Mod Podge. We have some roses and picks, ribbons, and we're ready to jump in. Once I painted the hearts, I'm going to use some wood glue to attach them together. I decided not to use the foam roses. Instead, I'm just going to use the roses from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use their leaves to attach to the top of the heart. One thing I definitely will have to say, be careful of the glue gun because that glue gets really hot. And when you're pulling those spider webs away from it, and on the items, just be careful because I've burned myself many times and I've seen people burn themselves really bad from that. So just be careful because it does get hot. Now that we have the roses attached, we're going to just cut pieces of this pick down and we're just going to glue it around the roses. I decided to add another rose. So we're going to have 3 roses on this bouquet. Now it's time to make our ribbon. Now with the ribbon, you just fold it over as many times as you want. So it depends on how big you want your bow to be, how fluffy. So this time I did it 5 for the red, and then we're going to do the pink. You fold the ribbon in half so you can have your center, and then you take the scissors and you cut a little nip on both sides. So when you take your ribbon or your twine to tie it, you have those little grooves in between. I always make like a knot twice. So I tie it and then I knotted it again just to secure it. And once you're done, we're going to just put it to the side and start on our pink ribbon. We're going to loop our pink ribbon 6 times, but as you notice, we did make our loops smaller because we are going to put the pink on top of the red. And we're going to do the same thing, fold it, cut it on both sides, and then tie it up with the cord. I keep saying cord, ribbon, twine, whatever you want to use. We're just going to secure it around the ribbon. We're going to cut off the excess twine, and then we're just going to fluff out the ribbon. When you buy the ribbon from the dollar store, try to always get the ribbon with the wire because it definitely helps. We're just going to clip our ends off on both tails of the ribbon. We have both of our ribbons fluffed out, so now we're just going to take it and glue the ribbon to the top of the board. We're going to put it on the opposite side of the flower. So we're going to glue the pink to the red. Once that's secure, we're going to take the red and glue it to the actual top part of the heart. We got a phone, some pom-poms, and Mod Podge. We're going to take the pom-poms and we're just going to Mod Podge them to this phone. All the items came from the dollar store. We're just going to put a good coat of Mod Podge onto the foam, and then we're going to attach the pom-poms to it. I'm just doing 2 in a row from the top to the bottom, and then I'll just move over and add some more. We're going to take some white pom-poms and add them down the center of the foam to add some color. Now, after I glued the pom-poms down, as you can see, I'm using my glue gun. When I got down and then I started adding more red to the sides, I was like, why didn't you use pink pom-poms or your small pink roses? But it was already glued on there because I guess I was still in the red white from Christmas. So I wish I would have used pink instead of the white, but we're going to rock out with this red and white anyway. I decided to jazz it up with this glittery heart that I got for 50 cents from Walmart. Alrighty, here are the items that we're going to use for our next DIY. Now we're just going to take and cut our pieces up. You can make it anywhere from 2 to 4. I wouldn't make it any bigger than 4 because we are going to twist this with another piece because we're going to do 2 colors per twist on the foam ball. Now that we have both of our colors, all we're going to do is roll 2 pieces up separate, and then we're going to put it together over each other and then stick a stick pin in it. See, we made a cross or an X, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to roll 2 pieces up, a pink and a red, and just, like I said, make an X and put the stick pin right through the X. Now, once we have our 2 pieces together with this stick pin, we're just going to take it and attach it to the foam ball. And we're going to cover the whole foam ball with our tulip. So I decided to take some twine and cover the stick up so it just doesn't look like a plain stick into our flower. So I just put a little glue on the top, and then I'm just going to attach the twine and cover the whole stick till we get to near the end, and just leave just a little so we can put it back into the foam ball. I decided to use a flower pot instead of the bucket only because once you make the first puff of the flour, you're going to realize it's kind of poofy. So I'm just going to take some ribbon and attach it to the flower pot. And as you can see, I took the foam and put it inside. And then I took some wax paper that I used to paint just the stuff in the little corners instead of cutting up slices because nobody's going to see this. We're going to cover that up when we're done. Our flower pot is covered now. So now we're just going to take and put our flowers in. And as you can see what I mean about it being puffy. And all we did was take two pieces of the tulle, roll it together with a stick pin, and we used a piece to cover the whole foam ball. And it is very poofy. I did use different colors together. So now what we're going to do is cover the foam with the green moss to make it look like a little flower pot. Now for this DIY, we're going to need two of the little wooden hearts, one of the finny scarf, and just some Mod Podge. We're going to cover the heart with the scarf. We're going to cut it down and use the scarf to cover the whole heart. Once we have our piece of scarf, we're going to take and put a good coating of Mod Podge all over the front of the heart. Once you're satisfied with the Mod Podge, all you're going to do is take the scarf and lay it over the heart, and you're going to pat it down. And then we're just going to take and do the same thing. We're going to add some more Mod Podge on top of the scarf. So as you put Mod Podge on and you hold the scarf down, just make sure you shape the scarf around the front part of the heart. Don't worry about the bag. And then we're just going to let it dry. Now that the front is dry, we're just going to do the exact same thing to the back. Just going to put the Mod Podge and cover the whole back part of the heart and put a little on the side. And once we're satisfied with the back and we got it glued down, we're just going to take and cut off the excess of the scarf that we don't need. And we're just going to add a little bit more Mod Podge to the side, to both sides before we close it off. Our heart is completed, it's dried on both sides, and now we're just going to add a foam rose on top of the heart. Well, my love, that is the end of our Valentine's DIY. Leave me a comment. Let me know which one was your favorite DIY. As always, thank you for stopping by and spending time with me. Hit that like button. Hit the notification button so every time I upload a video, you can continue to go on this journey with us. And definitely subscribe so you can be a part of this journey. Have a blessed day. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind. And I will see you in our next video.